We've been joined in studio by the General Secretary of GAWU, that is the General Agricultural Workers Union, Dr. Edward Carriwell. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. I actually promoted you to doctor.
Yeah, when they right. Anyway, I'm the Deputy General Secretary.
Deputy General Secretary. All right, to start with, how did we get where we are, and how come now GAWU is joining the ICU to call for the dismissal of Dr. Edward Puni, or Dr. Opuni?
Yeah, thanks very much. I think that the two unions have been in the cocoa industry since its inception. Cocoa is divided into two, the pre-harvest and the post-harvest. So it is the two unions that organize the workers of cocobod and have had a relationship with the management. So we've been in this struggle together from the onset. Well, we've gotten to this point as a consequence of the refusal of the chief executive of cocobod and the management of cocobod to deal with the two unions. And this is evidenced by the fact that we have written several letters to the management to negotiate for the conditions of service of the workers and wages for the workers, and they have flatly refused to meet us.
What were you seeking? What were the demand that you wanted them to, or reliefs you were seeking from them?
One, when you have a collective bargaining agreement for a particular workplace, you write to the management, and then you contract a collective bargaining agreement, which we have. And then in that collective agreement, you state when you negotiate for new salary or review the whole agreement. On that particular agreement, annually, we have to review the salaries. In 2015, we wrote, and we've been doing that over the years with his predecessors. In 2015, we wrote to have this negotiation done, but they did not respond. We gave reminders, he did not respond. Unfortunately, he then sat down with the local union.
That is Mr. Opuni.
Opuni, executive, okay. And that is the Hassan Idris, who is the chairman, to decide on the wage level for the workers. You know, this country is governed by laws and then conventions and practices according to the Labor Act, and also in accordance with our collective agreement. There are certain clauses that are enshrined. Management cannot sit down with the local union to do that, and one of them is the wages.
Okay.
So we wrote again to tell them that no, that is not appropriate, but he has gone ahead to do that. Now, unfortunately, again, the local union chairman, who is Hassan Idris, is on retirement now, and according to our constitution, when you go on retirement, you cease to be a member of the union, and you cannot continue to hold that position. So we wrote reminding him about the provisions of the constitutions and that he should give way to the second person, to the vice, to act. And that's where the problem started.
And he's not agreeing.
He's not agreeing to that. So he then went out with the support of Dr. Opuni and his management to go around the regions to solicit support from the other workers to affiliate from.
So does that mean that even within the front of the workers that you executives are agitating for, there seems to be some divide?
There's no divide. The divide is what we are now seeing as being perpetuated. But there was no division. Okay. Because if Hassan, who is on retirement since the beginning of the year, had left, you know, there wouldn't have been a divide. But he has been given a contract for 2 years. And the purpose of his contract is now to move around to mobilize people with resources. So that is where the divide is now coming on. And those workers and union leaders who resist that action have been transferred. Some have.
And these are workers solely under cocobod?
Solely on the cocobod.
But then they are your members as well?
They are our members as well.
Okay. And what is the proof that these people, these persons who have been transferred, were transferred as a result of agreeing or disagreeing with these orders coming from Mr. Hassan?
You want one of the proof is this. Cocobod has got subsidiaries, and if you take a cocoa marketing board, cocoa marketing company, they have got a director.
Okay.
They have also got a director for seed and production unit. All the subsidiaries have got their data. They make the transfers. The transfers are not made from the chief executive's office. But this one, they have been handpicked. And these executives come from the various subsidiaries and have been handpicked and taken from one subsidiary to another subsidiary. Because the conditions of service is the same for all the subsidiaries, because we do a joint one. And what applies in CMC applies in the produce processing company. And same applies in Cocoa Research Institute. You see, so you can be transferred from one subsidiary to another. Now, when you are transferred from one subsidiary to another, you lose your position, because when you get there,
you have to work under someone.
And there are already people who are executive leaders there. So you have nothing to do again. So he decided to transfer them even to the districts where they have no work to do.
All right. In concluding this interview, what would his removal from office do, or what kind of change would his removal bring in terms of what you are seeking?
One, he is there to manage both the fiscal and human resource of cocobod. Today, as it stands, you can see that there's complete anarchy in cocobod there. And it is as a result, one can even pick that alone to say that he has not delivered. But you are supposed to resolve those matters. Okay. But what he's doing, which we think is dangerous, and if he's not removed, we too will be inclined to do things that are not necessary. One, if the minister invites you, why should you refuse to attend? Because he is downgrading the office of the president. On May Day, we were there with the president. The president made a categorical statement that the issue should be resolved. On the 4th of May, the sector minister wrote inviting us and then Dr. Puni for a meeting. He did not attend that meeting on the 6th of May, but rather wrote a letter to the minister saying that he has no problem with us and therefore he will not come for the meeting. We think this is total disrespect. And this is anarchy. And in any case, the president works through the ministers and then the chief executives. And if this is the exemplary life he's living...
If the presidency or the appointing authority do not see a problem with what he is doing, probably he is executing the plan they have given him to execute. If it goes contrary to what the workers or your membership think he is doing, how does that play out? Because then the presidency or government who you are asking to take him off may not take him off because he is executing probably a plan they've given him to execute. In
that case, the presidency should come out and tell us that, please, this man is doing what we have asked him to do. But we are very sure that he's not doing what the presidency has asked him to do. Because we met the president on May Day, and he said otherwise. Okay. The ministers are saying otherwise, but they are ready to meet us and resolve the issues. Dr. Puni is not ready to meet. And once we are not ready to meet, of course, certainly you are not ready to resolve the issues. And he's even saying that he does not have any issue with us at all. Okay. And it's a very dangerous practice in the sense that if he disregards the authority, and we also think that we have to also move out and do whatever we want to do, then of course there will never be peace in that place. All
right. We thank you very much for explaining these issues to us. We certainly know that the presidency and government actually pay attention a lot and watch TV3. This is an issue that has been trending for the last few days. Whatever information comes up as a result of it, we'll certainly make our viewers known. But a big thank you to the Deputy General Secretary of the General Agriculture Workers Union, GAWU, Edward Karewe. Thank you very much, sir. And I will wish you well.